All right, so good morning and welcome. I'm gonna talk like I'm a real professional here. Hello, and welcome to Fit and Functional Level 1 and 2. I'm Shannon.
I'm Kristen.
And we're so happy that you're here with us today. We're not gonna keep that up, that's awful.
Yeah.
All right, let's sit nice and tall in our chairs. So guys, remember this is level 1 and 2, which means that if you want, you can stand up. I'm gonna stand, Kristen's gonna start seated. We're gonna start with nice dynamic stretching from the top and make our way down. So, head to the right, and to the middle, and to the left, and to the middle. So let's remember each time we turn our head from side to side, we're trying to look a little bit further behind us, stretching the neck, keeping our shoulders stationary and our ribcage stationary. Let's do one more look to the side and let's meet in the middle. Let's try dropping the head to the right. You're still looking at me. We're thinking right ear to right shoulder and then reach away from your left. So we're creating some distance here. This is actually a stretch for the left side of the neck. Let's switch sides. Drop, reach. Get as much distance as you can between your right shoulder and your right ear. And switch. Drop and reach. And let's switch. All right, let's meet in the middle. Let's drop the chin to the chest. Let's think of lengthening the back of the neck. Let's lift the chin and lengthen the throat. And drop the chin, lengthen the back of the neck. And lift the chin, lengthen the throat. Let's do one more in each direction, taking our time, being gentle with that lifting of the chin especially. And come back to center. How about shoulders up and down, up and down. So remember, we got equal energy in the down that we have in the up. How about we add rolling to the shoulders? We can add arms to this. Maybe make circles beside you on the air with your elbows. Think of taking off your jacket. Let's reverse that. Let's start just with the shoulders, get that good isolation, and then add the arms, make it bigger. Very nice, very nice. All right, let's move down to our hips. We're gonna make some circles with the hips. If you're seated, you're making circles with your trunk. Both of these are gonna help to warm up our midsection and our hips, hence the circle. And let's reverse it. So remember the mixing bowl. If you're seated, your trunk is the spatula. It's scraping the sides of your bowl. If you're standing, it's your hips. And y'all know what I love to say when we do this. If you're feeling shy, close your eyes and no one can see you. Very nice, very nice. All right, let's shake it out. Oh, I wish I had that on camera. They all shook it out. All right, let's get to our feet. Lift your heel, push the ball of your feet down into the floor. So remember, let's switch sides. We're gonna alternate so we get a nice big range of motion. Equal energy in the pull up of the heel and the push down in the ball of the foot. This is a nice dynamic stretch for our feet, for waking up our ankle complex and our calves right now. And again, it's nice to do it single-sided so you can really get that big range of motion, especially if you're standing, you're not worrying about balancing so much, right? We're getting that good stretch. So let's do the toes. Let's wake up the shins, shall we? One at a time. So again, you can get that good, big flexed foot action. And now we're gonna do both. Both heels, both toes. Now, both toes, for you standing folks, is a good opportunity to play around with how you find your balance. So when we lift the toes, your hips go back, right? So what would counteract that back action with your upper body to keep you from falling backwards? Reaching forward, right? So if you have equal energy reaching forward as you have hips back, you find yourself in the middle, right? So what happens if I trip and I start to fall forward? What should I try to do? get something to go back, right? Right? So if I'm going forward, if I also add the back, woo, it's gonna help me find my middle. Isn't that magical?
Yes.
It's all physics. In physics, great. Let's march it out. Kristen loves physics, don't you, Kristen? All that motion.
Only because it goes into biomechanics.
Okay.
Straight
Y'all hear that
physics,
answer?
no.
She loves physics only when it goes into biomechanics. And I think that's the only reason I like some physics too.
Yeah.
If we're moving, I'm good. Don't make me physic and stand
If
still.
we're talking about some ball dropping this many.
No.
And a ramp going like this.
The only physics that I like that is the one thing that I remember from my physics class. I mean, there are a lot of things, but one thing I held on to forever is that my physics teacher said, when you're going around a sharp turn and an exit, take your foot off the gas. Don't put the brake. Because of velocity, I guess, right? He's like, don't slam on the brake to slow yourself down. That's gonna mess you up. Just take your foot off the gas and ride it out. So my mom really loved it the first time I went too fast around a corner and I lifted my foot up and we rode it out, did a little, and she's like, put the brake on. I was like, Mr. McCann said not to. She said, what? Doing what I'm told. All right, let's do some isometric arm movement, shall we? We're gonna keep our march, if you want to. So the march is gonna keep this, get a little bit cardio for us, get our heart rates up a little. So if you wanna stop marching at some point, you can. But we like to move our feet. So let's go with the bicep curl, up and down. Now you can move slower than me, but not faster. Nice big range of motion. Let's try this quicker and see if you can still be specific with the shapes that you're creating. All right, let's hold our bent elbows up, palms in, open and close. Airing out our armpits, lift in the elbows. So elbows, shoulder height, maybe slightly lower, but not any higher. Hands stay in line with those elbows. Much like Barbie, don't bend the elbows. It all moves as one solid unit. All right, let's hold them up. We're gonna reach and pull back. So when we pull, we give a nice squeeze to the shoulder blades behind us. Reach, pull. Let's try to speed that up. All right, hold them back, up, down. So if we were standing with our backs against the wall, we're gonna touch the back of our hands to the wall. If you want more of a stretch here, touch your palms to the wall too. But your elbows are right against the wall so they can't move. Isn't this awful?
Yes.
In the best way possible though. All right, hold them up. Let's close and open in the front. Now, we are not bringing the hands together unless the elbows are also coming together. So keep your hands in line with your elbows. So it's not this, it's this. And do they have to touch? No. Mine aren't gonna, because we're moving kind of quick. Let's speed that up. All right, let's keep the door closed. Top shelf reaching down. After all that opening and closing, this should feel extra special. Can we speed this up? I think we can. I shouldn't ask as a question, right? I was waiting for everybody to go, no! But y'all are being quiet today because you're on video, right? Bring it down. Out? That's what it is. Because they know if Jackie sees the video, they're all quiet. They're all quiet. Normally, this is a saltier group of people telling the camera that. In a good way, though. I like it when you give me a hard time. What'd you say? There is music. Open? No, we can't. Little circles. Because okay, so now as we do little circles, I'm going to explain music licensing to you. Legally, We have to use royalty-free music on videos or they'll shut it down. Reverse it. This whole thing would be in quiet. Because when they cut the sound in videos, they cut all of it. Not just the music. So lucky for you, now big circles forward. Lucky for you, I have a lot of royalty-free music. And it sounds like you're on an elevator. A jazzy elevator. Reverse it. Open up.
I might have played mine too loud in the one I just filmed, but I couldn't get up.
All right, shake out all your parts and pieces. Let's grab our dumbbells. You should feel warm right now.
Yes.
So again, if you want to sit, you can absolutely sit. That was a great view.
Yeah.
For a moment there, forgot the camera's in. You're welcome.
Someone's gonna like screenshot it.
Someone's gonna screenshot it.
Be like,
Somebody
"You're
salty.
You blur it.
And I just dribbled water all over myself, so clearly I'm not meant to be on film. Okay, so you have the option to sit down or stand for this. We're gonna start with some bicep curls. So my rule here is you're moving at your own pace. I'm gonna be counting my reps. I would like for you to move at my tempo. Maybe you can go slower than me, but not faster. I'm going as fast as I want you to go. But if you can't keep up and you need to slow down, that's fine, because quality over quantity. We want good form here. I don't want you to sacrifice form for reps. But if you move faster than me, you're not getting all the bang for your buck that we want. So I really want this to be meaningful for you. So we're gonna stand or sit tall. If we're standing, feet are rooted to the floor. Soft knees, I want you to give a little squeeze to your glutes. If you're seated, feet are firmly planted. You're sitting tall. Everybody, seated or stands, go pull their belly in nice and tight. Roll your shoulders down and back. Palms facing out. We're gonna curl up and down. And up and down. Up and down. Up and down. We got 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. All right, we're going to take a little break. That was set 1. Now set 2, we're going to do it a little bit differently. We're going to go up with the quick, but we're going to go down in slow motion. I can sense the excitement already. All right, so let's prep ourselves with our good base, strong standing support, strongly seated, feet on the floor, tall, belly in. Quick pull up, down, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up, 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 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a little break. How many folks thought that was easy? Be honest. Thought it was easy? Do you know what I'm going to say to you?
Yeah,
Get heavier weights. The last little bit should be a struggle. If it's not, you need to go a little bit heavier. How many of you have used the same weights the entire time you've been coming to group fitness classes? You've never changed your weight. I think at this point, oh my gosh, Kristen's getting you now. All right, now let's try our second set. We're gonna have all kinds of different fun. Yeah, Kristen. Oh, you got heavier weights for you. Look at you, fresh as a daisy.
I was trying to go pink to match.
Oh,
But
aren't
I
you
didn't
sweet?
feel it,
I
so
honestly,
now I got it.
I didn't even look. I just grabbed her.
I upped Shannon today. Let's go.
We got 4 pounds, is it heavy?
No, well, is 4 pounds heavy for you, PK?
Yeah.
If it's heavy for you, then you're fine. If it's not heavy, you need to go up. All right, let's have some fun. So we're gonna go back to the regular up and down. Up for 2, down for 2. Nice, slow and steady. Don't go faster than me. Does that feel a little different, Kristen?
It does.
Already, Kristen feels a difference. She went up in her weights.
I'm on film. I gotta be a good example.
That's right, that's right. I don't. All right, now we're gonna switch that tempo. We're gonna go up quick. Whoop. 4, 3, 2, 1. Quick, slow, and quick. 4, 3, 2, 1. Quick. 4, 3, 2, 1. Quick. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now 4 counts up. 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. 2, 3, 4, and slow up. Does this feel a little different?
Yeah.
And down. And slow up. And slow to halfway. And then halfway. And then just reach your arms out just slightly. And hold it here. Maybe do a little pulse up and down. What? Who? Why? So where else do you feel this besides your biceps? Shoulders. We just rolled them on in there. Why not? More bang for your buck. All right. Go on and bring them down. Very nice, very nice. Maybe you do a little roll here. Maybe you put your weights down in your lap or on your chair and do a little bit of this with your hands. Get a little grip break. Maybe flick water off your fingers. All right, we're gonna go to some more pulling. We're gonna work on our middle back. So if you are standing, we're gonna do some flies. I'm not gonna be as awful with this in terms of all that really excruciating tempo because these are a hard exercise because we're using a long lever and we're also gonna be working against gravity. So if you're standing, we hinge over, palms facing in, and we're gonna open up. Soft elbows, think elbows up, and look, when you're over, you should be able to see your weight in your side peripheral. We're not back here, Cool? If you're seated, just like Kristen's showing you, you're gonna tip forward, kind of lay the chest in the lap, and we open up right here. Both exercises are equally hard, seated or standing. So if you're concerned about your hip hinge, if you're doing this, go on and sit down. We want a good hinge of the hip, right? So let's do our first 8 reps. I'm gonna count. When I say 1, we're open, and then we're down. I want you to control your down. Don't just let the weights drop, because I want you to stop your weights right here. Don't let them touch at the bottom, okay? So let's hinge over, whether you're in your chair or standing. Weights down. Let's open. That's 1. Bring them down. Open 2. And down. We're squeezing our shoulder blades together behind us. 3. And down. And open 4. And down. Open 5. And down. Open for 6. And down. Open for 7. And down. Open for 8. And down. Come on up, take a little break. So again, when you hinge in your standing, there's a straight line from the top of my head, down my spine, out my tailbone. Like I've got a rod in my back. So when I tip over, everything goes together. I'm not just dropping my head and my shoulders. That's not what I'm doing. I'm hinging, driving the hips back. Do you guys remember the little bird, it's a game where you set this little porcelain bird on a glass of water and it tips over and touches its beak into the water? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like an old school toy. You are the bird with your beak. Boom. That porcelain bird doesn't drive forward. That porcelain bird doesn't undulate. It's made of porcelain. You have to look it up. She's too young to know what that is. Let's do our second set. Tip over and let's fly. Ready, set, open. That's 1. Close. Open for 2. And close. Open for 3. and close. Open for 4. We're squeezing the shoulder blades together at the top. Open for 5 and close. Open for 6 and close. Open for 7 and close. Last big open. Open up. Ugh. And lower. Very good, very good. Take a moment, take a moment. Maybe you do a little bit of this. Again, maybe you do flick your water, work your hands, because holding onto those weights requires a lot of grip strength. It's good for you. You might need to stretch them out. All right, last upper body exercise, because we're going for all the big stuff today. We're going to do a big push. So we practiced in our isometric, our top shelf. We're going to the top shelf in this narrow press. That way, with our push up, we're getting shoulders, we're getting chest, we're getting triceps. A lot of bang for the buck. So everybody's top shelf's gonna look a little different. If this is your top shelf, that's what you got, that's your range. That's good, that's great. You can go all the way up in full extension, that's great too. We're not gonna rush this. So let's lift. We've got up and bring it down. And push up. And bring it down. And push up. So if we're standing, feet are rooted to the floor, we're squeezing our glutes, we're pulling our bellies in nice and tight. We're like an oak tree. If I came and pushed you, you're not moving. Same thing in the chair, you're just seated. Feet pressing into the floor, your spine is long. We can imagine we've got a book on top of our head that we're balancing, so we've got that nice tall spine. And press. You'll give me 2 more and we'll take a little break. Exhale as you push up, so we keep breathing and take a little break. Now the next set, we're gonna play around with tempo so you can feel the...
I did 1 full set.
I'm so proud. My heart. If I had a hand, I'd do a full heart. I'm proud of you. No, I mean, we also struggle. All right, so now we're gonna slow it down. 4 counts up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down nice and slow. So elbows are gonna be right in front of you. Tuck them in to your armpits. This should feel really awful. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all know I can't lie to you. It's a struggle, it's a challenge, but I know you can do it. We're gonna do 1 more slow and then we're gonna do another tempo change. Up, 2, 3, now. Bring it down nice and slow. So now we got a quick punch up, push it up, bam. Bring it down, 2, 3, 4, push it up, ooh. Bring it down. So we got a little bit of explosive power up. Ugh. Like you're pushing it away from you. Like, hey, you've fallen on the floor and you gotta push to get up, right? Ugh. Working those muscles. You don't have to go too high. Big push. This might be you. It's perfectly fine. Your range of motion is uniquely yours. 1 push, up. Nice and down. We got 1 more like this. Push it up. Ugh. Bring it on down.
Eccentric work.
And we get to, yes. And we get to lose our weight.
So
Shorts on the floor. Now everybody get into a chair. Everybody's gonna sit down. Everybody's seated. We're gonna do some leg extensions. We're gonna work against gravity for our strength. So we're sitting up off the back of your chair. There's space between your back and your chair so that your trunk, the muscles here, are supporting your spine. We're not cheating and let the chair do all the work. I like to hold on to a chair so I feel more comfortable, like I'm not gonna fly out of my chair, but you really shouldn't. I think that's just more of a feeling for me than an actuality of me. I'm not really gonna fly out of my chair when I straighten my leg, but I feel like I might. So, just because I'm so excited. So we're gonna push down in the left foot. That's our anchor leg. We're gonna lift the right foot up just so the toes are touching. So we have a little bit of connection to the floor so we know where we finished our extension because we can touch our toe to the floor. Let's do some leg extensions. We're gonna straighten the leg out and bring it in. That's 1. And out and in for 2. And out and in for 3. and out. In for 4, and 4, and in, and 3, and in, and 2, and in, and 1. Immediately, let's switch to the left. And up. So right foot's pressing, and 2. And 3. Sit tall in your chair. Don't lose that good posture. Beautiful. Some of y'all just grew like 2 inches. And down. And 3. That was actually 4, wasn't it? And 4.
Oh, look at me.
And 3. And 2. And 1. Beautiful. So now you should feel those quads, right? The muscles right here are awake. They are alert and oriented because we're going to use them to help us in stage 2 and 3 of our next exercise. Hip hinges. So we want our feet to at least be as wide as our chair legs. That's a good base, strong base of support. We want the feet directly under the knees. We don't want them tucked back like so, and we don't want them too far out forward because then we can't use our feet, right? We want to feel the feet evenly in the floor. We're going to start just taking our flat back forward and come up. So when you do this, you should feel your creases in your legs waking up, yes? We're hinging, waking up that beautiful hip hinge action. So now we're gonna add a little something to this. I want you to reach with your hinge. Now I want you to keep your chin up because the floor ain't gonna go anywhere, so we're okay. Keep your chin up. So as you keep hinging, I want you to reach further forward and feel your feet on the floor. I want you to push into your feet as you get to your furthest hinge. Equally. Now, you're going to push so much into your feet, and you guys are moving at your own pace. You don't have to move at my speed. That I want you to get onto your feet so that you can get a little air between your tush and your seat. Get a little bit of air. Feel your feet on the floor. Now, see if you can hold that for like a second or 2. And if you can hold it for a second or 2, which I'm watching a bunch of folks do, just go ahead and stand up. Push through the floor, come up. Now, we're going to sit back down, but we're going to reverse what we just did. So what were we do? We reached. We did the hinge. Reach your hips back. Find your seat, and then sit in it. Now let's do that again. You hinge, load your feet, push through the floor to come up. You can use momentum in your hinge to get up. We reach for the seat, and we sit back down. Again, moving at your own pace. You don't have to go as fast or slow as me. We reach for the seat. So we are, in essence, right now, we are doing squats. It's what these are, it's squatting. Only difference is, we got the chair to give us a good range of motion where our bottom is, and if we need the extra support, it's there. But if you don't want to sit, you don't have to. You can just touch your tail, touch your seat to the seat of the chair. You know, I'm going to progress this along. And then one day we'll have weights in our hands. I was thinking, but hey, what's so important about having this body mechanic is why? So we can get up out of our seats, right? If you need to do it without the arms of a chair, because sometimes you don't have that. Sometimes you're on a public toilet that doesn't have handrails to help you. What are you gonna do? You're not gonna stay in there. So, I mean, because you know, if you're in a public toilet and you press the security thing, if you have one of the security necklaces, they're not gonna come get you there. Let's all get up. Let's just go ahead and get up. Get up on your feet. Beautiful job, beautiful job. All right, let's come around the right side of our chair. We're gonna do our gait training. Wouldn't that be awesome if you went to the Wawa and you pressed the button on the, and then all of a sudden Anthony showed up at Wawa and was like, did you need me? I'd be calling him all the time. Yeah, I can't reach that, and my husband's not home. Can you get that? Because he's tall like my husband. And my husband likes to put all the things that I want on the very, very top. So I have to get like spatulas and stuff to try to reach to the back. And so I'll just be like, yeah, can you get that for me? All right, let's start our gait training. So fundamental basic movement patterns and body mechanics of walking. Lots of times we forget how our feet work, what's coming from what when we take a step. So it's always nice to practice. So let's start by striking the right heel. And the first thing we're gonna do is focusing what our feet and our weight shift is gonna do when we stride forward. So the first thing that you do with your foot is you got that nice flex strike. We're gonna roll onto the foot, shift all of our weight forward onto the right leg, and roll up on the ball of the back foot. And that rolling up on that back foot is gonna propel us to make our next step, but we're not gonna take it right now. We're just gonna play with the shifting back and forth and feeling our feet on the floor, rolling through the feet. Because what should hopefully happen is when we break it down this way in class and practice it like this, when you get out there and just are moving around, you naturally will start to do this way. Maybe not quite as exaggerated, but still correctly, right? So when we shift, let's think about being even in the hips. We don't want to sink on one side, and when we go forward, we don't want to sink on the other, right? We want to stay up. How do we do that? What's going to help us? What's going to help support our hips and our weight shift? Yes, all of the muscles here in our core, in our trunk. And I say core, but core really is everything from your knees to your neck all the way around. But the muscles, particularly right here in our back and our abdominals, is going to help us by activating them. It's going to support that shift. So maybe we want to add a balance challenge to our shift, and you want to go ahead and push up that back foot and lift it up front. Little balance challenge. And I think it's appropriate that we got the flamingo behind us because you're a flamingo. Do it back. I don't care whether he's doing it or not. He's only got one leg. Does he? I just can't see the other one.
Yeah.
Well, he's being lazy, that flamingo. That flamingo had a hip replacement.
It looks like we're doing a tropical
Shifts?
like.
Now I got my arms out for balance. You can hold on to your chair if it's helpful. Wide arms is a good wide base of support. If you want the balance challenge harder, narrow up your arms. It's worse, isn't it? It's harder. Weird how that is. All right, so let's try to take our steps, shall we? So the first thing that we do to take a step forward is we're gonna hinge at the hip, which standing is going to be a knee drive up. That's our hinge. We're gonna do our quad extension. We're gonna strike. We're gonna roll, shift, and maybe lift up that back foot. Oh, look at that. Flamenco. And then we'll step it back. We're gonna reverse it. Hinge, extend, strike, and shift. Find your balance. And take it back. Let's see if we can make our way around our chair. Doing this exaggerated hinge, extend, strike, shift, and roll. Hinge, extend, strike, roll through shifting. Hinge, extend, strike, shift. Hinge, extend, strike, shift. We're on the other side of our chair. Let's practice our shifting. So we start with the strike of the heel. We're gonna feel our feet on the floor. Left leg is leading now. You got your chair for balance if you need it. Let's roll through and shift and take it back. Now you might notice you're better balanced on one side than the other. Typically, it's the side that you tend to lead with. So what I always recommend to folks is to pay attention in your regular day-to-day life as to what is your impulse in the first hand or leg that you want to move with, right? Once you establish that, make a conscious effort to try to switch to the other side and have that lead a little bit. It will naturally help to improve your balance. Isn't that crazy? The body's crazy. I'm gonna lift up and balance. And I stole this part from Kristen, by the way. So if you really hate it, you can blame her. Kidding. She takes credit for the good stuff. And let's shift back. Roll and shift. Woo. Beautiful. So let's extend this even further by taking the first step. So we hinge, we extend, we strike, we roll and shift, and maybe you get that back foot up for the next step, but you're not gonna take it, we're gonna reverse it, which again is a wonderful stability challenge going backwards. Go at your own pace, find your footing, feel your feet on the floor. All right, so let's do that big walk around our chair. If you need to hold on to your chair for balance, it's there for you. I'm holding mine. Let's come behind our chair. Little bitty more balance work, and then we will stretch. So, we're gonna work on that shifting. And again, I'm stealing stuff from Kristen, because I loved it when she did this one day. So first we're gonna do it the wrong way so you can feel the difference. I want you to sit into your right hip. Just drop on in there with bad posture.
I saw somebody do that.
Did you? Are y'all noticing that now when you go around and look at people? And my kids always have to tell me, don't go up and talk to strangers, Mama, and tell them that their back is bad and that I'm like, let's shift to the other side. Now, I witnessed this a lot while folks are standing in line at the creek waiting to put the food order in. Go from side to side. We feel how that, I mean, it actually hurts a little, right? When you sit into it like that. So let's try to do this a different way. Let's try to use the muscles in our trunk to shift and support our hip instead of collapsing into it. So shift to the right and think of lifting up in your abs. Doesn't that feel better on your hips and your leg? Right? It feels so much better. Shift to the other side.
I really thought you said something other than abs.
Don't tell me that. Tell me that.
Yeah.
So, and you should be able to, when you shift and come up,
That makes sense.
it should feel much easier to lift the opposing leg that you're not standing on. It naturally can just sort of be up there and you're lifting up, right? Right? A little bit easier. You try to lift that other leg when you're deep in your hip, it's not gonna happen. So let's do a little balance challenge. We're shifting, we're lifting. I want you to lift up your left foot and balance. And keep thinking of pulling in and lifting up in your rib cage. And you should be better balanced than if you're sitting down in your hip, right? You're kind of floating above your leg. Hold on to the chair if you need it. You should feel your foot on the floor. I'm gonna keep leaning over to the side. You know where I'm going. All right, let's shake that out. So your right leg should feel like it just did some stuff. And that's all your little stability muscles working hard to keep you standing. Another good pointer when you're balancing is to focus on an inanimate object. Something that's not moving, that's within your sight line. I'm not an inanimate object, by the way. So I'm just saying, if I start to fall out, usually everybody starts to fall out because you're watching me and I go like, oh, but if you find something like the flamenco, if everybody focuses on the flamenco, let's shift over to the left. So right now we're lifting up, nice tall in the spine, tall in our chest lifted. That right leg should just kind of be dangling. You can go ahead and tuck it in if you want. You've got the chair as needed to touch, to reset yourself. We're just gonna float and balance. The best way to practice balance and improve balance, guys, is just to do it whenever you've got some free time. I always said, you know, my other classes at other places, I'm like, when you're washing dishes, do it on one leg. I know y'all don't wash dishes here. So when you're doing something else, I don't know what. Brushing your teeth. Thank you, Kristen. Everybody brushes their teeth, right?
Oh, I know.
All right, let's shake it. But you know what? I feel like I wouldn't have to brush them if I had dentures. Do you brush dentures? Don't you put them in solution? Do you brush dentures? Why are you making that face?
You brush like a retainer.
Do you brush them or do you soak them? I thought you soaked them.
Retainer, I do both.
Do you do both? Well, my dad, because they're different now, because now you can get like the ones that are like permanent, like they don't pop out. My dad had the old school ones and he used to have to soak them. So, that's okay. I mean, I'm gonna end up with them too. I'm excited.
Too much information.
when I get my new teeth, I'm gonna be like, I want the best new teeth that you've got. I want them actually so white that I might blind people when I smile. I want to freak people out. All right, we're gonna stretch our hamstrings. Sit tall. We got an extended right leg. We're gonna support ourselves on the left side. Remember our hinge? We're gonna do it right now. We're gonna hinge. Now, We don't put pressure on the extended leg because that can cause hyperextension in the knee. We want to be delicate with our knee joint. You should feel a nice, gentle stretch up the back of the leg here. If you pull your toes back towards you a little bit, you'll get a deeper stretch. Yeah, you just made the face. When I tell people to pull their toes back, I look to see like when someone does it, I'm like, because they always go like it's an awful, you're welcome. I aim to please. Let's switch sides. Tip forward. Oh my goodness. My leg's a little tight there. It's all the bar classes. All right, let's try our chair lunges. So we're gonna face the right corner of our chair. We're gonna hold on to the back of the chair for support. We're gonna take the left leg, which should be the front leg, bend the knee and drop the knee straight down to the floor. And automatically you should feel a nice release in the front of your left leg and your quad and your hip flexor. And then we're gonna add a reach up with your left arm and then reach over the back of your chair. So this is a total left side of the body stretch. And then let's unwind ourselves, and we're going to do it to the other side. Take your time. We reach up, and then we reach over. So the more that your right knee is pointed down towards the floor, the deeper the stretch is going to be. We're taking some breath here. And let's release that. Beautiful. Let's face forward. So let's open up our shoulder blades behind us because we did all those beautiful rows. So we're going to pretend to hold a giant ball. We can flip our palms. Now, you're seated off of the back of the chair, so there's some space there. We're going to tuck the tail under, push your pelvis forward, and then reach your middle back towards the back of your chair. Press your hands forward and drop your chin to your chest. So you should feel your shoulder blades opening up behind you. We got a nice C shape to the spine. It's the bad posture stretch. And then come on up. And let's reverse that with some chest opening. So reach for the back of your seat. We're gonna roll our shoulders up, back, and down. You can lean back a little bit on your hands. And then I want you to think of lifting your chest up to the ceiling. And you can follow that chest lift with your gaze. But be gentle with your neck. We want to be soft and easy here. This should feel good. There's no ow pain, no ow pain. And let's come back to our neutral spine. And we're going to take one big breath, reaching up into star pose. And let's exhale. One big shoulder roll, up, back, and down. And you guys are all done. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend. Hopefully we'll see you on Monday, but we'll see what happens.
You've done this, so be careful if you decide to come in.